Okay, should be able to.
It is the 29th of June, Rabbi Furst, Havos, Halavovos.
Thank you. Yeah. Good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst, as we mentioned. Here, she would summon up here, Yisham Care Zoom. Our first year in Havos, Halavovos, Sheikh Heshbon Hanefesh. I believe we're in the 13th Heshbon, the 13th spiritual evaluation a person should take with himself on a very regular, constant basis. And let me see if I can't put the document on the here we go. Should be coming up now. Okay. Good. Okay, let's begin. Let's see, where do we need work exactly? Okay. Who would like to begin to read?
I'm going to pass today because I have to leave in a few minutes.
Okay, I guess so. So Mayor, would you like to begin to read?
Okay, where are we starting?
Okay, let's see. I believe. I'll tell you what. Let's begin with. Let's just get a fresh start. Let's start with the beginning of the game. Shlosha, so the 13th spiritual Heshbon Hanefesh.
Okay, very good. Let's see, שלושה עשר חשבון האדם עם נפשו ביתרון ידיעתו על מעשהו. Okay, so let's see, a person makes a 13th accounting of how his knowledge exceeds his what he does, I guess, his doings.
Exactly. Right, because this is going into the point that a person his behavior should match his knowledge. As I mentioned last time, for example, if you knew that you were was excuse me, if you knew that 20 feet below the floor you were sitting on, in a chair, whatever, was buried a chest of gold, buried treasure, right? Based on that knowledge, you would dig 20 feet down and dig the treasure out of the ground, right?
Right?
And if you wouldn't do that, that would show that your behavior belies your knowledge, that your behavior is not in consistency with your knowledge. Because again, if you knew that there was buried treasure underneath the point where you were sitting right now, because of that knowledge, you would behave in a way which would prove that you are acting in congruence with your knowledge, that you know there's buried treasure there, so you want to get that buried treasure out, right?
Right.
If our knowledge is that Kadosh Baruch Hu is ready, willing, and able to reward us, and also if so, we should be acting consistent. That's what a person has to keep in mind.
Mhm.
Is his behavior consistent with what he knows in terms of his spiritual activities?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Very
Yeah.
good.
Move on.
Okay. הכרתו על השתדלותו לעבודת הבורא. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Tosefet is In addition,
right? His tefesa hakaraso, the uh, the amount more of his realization, more than his efforts. Bavodas haborei,
oh, okay, for the service of Hashem. Oh,
right? So
okay.
you have to try and evaluate what's the discrepancy between what you know and what you realize in comparison to what you're actually doing when it comes to serving Hashem. Meaning,
Oh,
I'll give you uh, another example, a spiritual example. For example, davening Shmon Esrei, right?
right,
We know when we're davening Shmon Esrei, we're supposed to be as if we're standing before the King, Kadosh Baruch Hu, right?
correct.
So that's what that's what we know. We've been taught, and we believe it. But to what extent is our actual behavior consistent with that knowledge? For example, a lot of times, unfortunately, I see people in the middle of their Shmona Esrei, they're picking their nose, they're twirling their pants, they could even be answering their telephone, right? And so those behaviors belie their knowledge of what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be standing with Kadosh Baruch and Shmona Esrei, right? So
Right.
that means they're really supposed to be acting and behaving inconsistent with that thought and with that knowledge, right? You wouldn't think of doing that before, a real king that has power over you.
Hmm.
Okay, let's continue.
Okay, v'haga'at yichalto al mashehu mishalem mechovot haborei al tovotav alav. Okay, so not sure.
So, v'yigas yecholto alma shehu mushlam mechovis habori al tovas Allah. That the the achievement of or so in terms of fulfilling his obligations to a Kadosh Baruch who has done many good things for him.
Oh,
Person, there's first that person has to realize what are the basic obligations that he has to a Kadosh Baruch, irregardless of whatever Hashem did for him, irregardless of that, what are his basic obligations? And then in addition to that, he has to also take into consideration the extra benefits that Hashem has bestowed upon him, either either individually or collectively, what those things are in terms of adding to his individual obligations of fulfilling his potentials in serving Hashem in the best way possible.
hmm. Okay. Let's
Okay.
see. V'yimashel v'yimashel bazeh el eved shenatan lo adonav adama lizroa natan hazera kefi tzorcho. Okay. Let's see. So here's a parable about a eved, a servant. His master gave him things to sow the earth, I guess, and he gave him the seed according to his need. Okay, vizara kitzata, and he sowed some of it. the Hotzi Sha'ar Hazera B'tzarchav. Okay, and he took out the rest of the seed for his needs, for his
Right,
needs.
right, like, and he spent the rest of the seeds for his own purposes.
Mhm. Okay, let's see.
Good.
The share pakad Adonav et Hadamah. Okay, so when the master went to check out the land, Matzah Bilti Zerua Mikzatam. He found that part of it was without seeding, I guess, Zerua.
Right. He expected he gave the servant enough seed to plant the whole field. And lo and behold, when he comes to inspect the field, he sees that only a partial amount of this field was planted,
Mhm.
surprisingly enough. That's
Okay.
that's why you should whenever you have workers, you should keep an eye on them, you know?
Well, this is the proof of the pudding here.
That's right.
Okay. Uh, Hishesh Elo Alzeh, when he asked him about this, Hoda Bikitsu Ro B'inyana. Okay, so he admitted Bikitsu Ro.
In his, I think that's like in his like kitzers, like to shorten, or his lack.
His lack of this matter. Oh, okay.
Right.
Let's see. V'hishev imo Ama she'amar ki zara min hazera ba'adama. Okay. So he thought, I guess the master thought, uh, uh, with
No, yeah,
him,
right.
what he said that the seeds that he seeded from the seeds in the ground. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, right, but the chashiv imo how much I think like he was um considering with him on what he said, meaning the servant admitted, yeah, I only planted I only planted a portion of it and used the rest of the seed for myself. So now the master, right, the boss is now taking into considering what this servant of his said.
Okay. That Kizara Mina Zerabadama, that the amount of seeds that he sowed in the ground, uh, fakad, and he checked uh, what was sown from them. Hmm.
Right.
Okay. V'chishev al masha'Allah bo al tachlit. Okay. So, and he thought of what Shalabo that
Uh, Tachlis, I think it's like he considered on what would have ultimately come out of it, meaning he made a Tachlis like the ultimate Sha'ala would have ultimately resulted. What would have been the ultimate result, meaning based on the amount of seed that he gave him to plant that parcel of land, what would have been the ultimate yield?
oh, okay.
potentially he gave him enough seed and enough land to plant that he could have a yield of say 10 tons, let's say, just throwing out a figure. He gave him enough
Okay.
seed that the land under those conditions could have ultimately ideally produced 10 tons.
Hmm. Okay. Utiva'o bishar hazera. And to tiva'o. It's produce
Well, I think he made a claim,
or
right?
claim.
Right, for Tavia, he made a claim.
Made a claim with the rest of the seeds. V'chivo lefaro akol ma shehaita damausa. Okay. And his obligation to borrow.
Right. So he obligated to pay kol ma shehaisa adama osa. He
Oh, for the
obligated to
years.
pay all what the land would have produced. Meaning, since he gave him enough seed to produce, say, these 10 tons, right?
Mhm.
So he's not simply going to be obligated to pay for the seed that he stole and used for his own purposes. That's one thing. But he's also going to be obligated to pay for what was not produced and that what could have been produced.
Ah, oh wow. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Vigadal, Madvehu Vinichpila Ra'ato. And Vigadal, it grew, I guess. Uh Madvehu.
Right. V'gadol medoivo v'nichpal ra'oso. It increased his woe and doubled his detriment. Meaning this servant thought he was getting away uh, with something by using the seeds for uh, for his own purposes. So
Uh-huh.
okay, so let's say the servant was willing to pay for the stolen goods, but now he's obligated to pay not just for the stolen goods, he's obligated to pay for all the damage that was done because he didn't plant the field.
Right.
Which I tell you in Choshen Mishpat, see in Choshen Mishpat, the laws of monetary laws and the laws of damages, it's not so simple that it's actually they would actually be required to pay such in so on such a circumstance, he would not normally be required to pay for that in terms of extracting the money from Din. It could be morally he's responsible for that, right? But
Right.
because it's simply what that's called a groma. It's something which was his inactivity caused the loss, right? So he didn't actually do something. What the loss was caused because of his inactivity, right? So that kind of a damage you can't really obligate someone to pay through the coercion of Din and through the decision of Din. It could be that morally he's responsible and he will be held responsible in a certain way because of that. And it could be if he wants to really clear his slate completely, meaning when a person arrives at the Din Shomaila, the Supreme Court in heaven after 120 years in this world, if he wants to go there with a clean slate, he should in fact pay for those damages he caused, even if through inaction. But in terms of actual uh, courts of law, according to Jewish law in this world, he's not obligated to pay. It's usher to do such a thing, but he can't obligate him to pay because he didn't. It can't obligate someone to pay or be responsible for something that he did In other words, this is actual direct action that caused it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. Okay. V'chein, achi, ra'ui l'chashev im nafshecha al ma shechanantcha Elokim vanatcha otoviet torato. Okay, and so let's see, Yachi, my brother, uh, you should decide with your soul, or by yourself, I guess, um, how Hashem uh, granted, I guess, you your knowledge, Oto, of him and of his Torah. Okay.
Right. So as a v'chein roy lecha, it's befitting for you lahashiv to consider imnashe with yourself alma shechanancha Elokim, on how Hashem has like favored you, had mercy upon you. I think v'nasecha, and that and through your understanding of it and of His Torah.
Oh,
I think that's right. Is that how they explain it in your sefer there?
okay. 1 second. Let's see. Says you too, my brother. Let's see. Should make a reckoning with yourself of how Hashem has granted you knowledge of Him and of His Torah. Okay.
Uh, Good. Okay, good. Very nice. Good.
Wow. Uh, okay, of His Torah. Okay. Umashe natan lecha min hakoach v'hayicholet lifroa ma she'ata chayav lo. Okay, and uh, how he gave, I guess, strength to you and uh, a yecholet, the ability, I guess, yecholet lifroa.
Yeoma shenatin lecha min hakoyach v'yichos lefroya ma she'ata chayav. Right, and meaning according to what you know and understand of Him and His Torah, and also what according to the abilities Hashem gave you. And also, you should bear in mind the ability of Hashem has to extract um, justice or punishment from you.
Wow. Okay. 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 והסבע זה מה שיצא אל גבול המעשה ממך. And you should do this, how he Yitzay brought him out to the border of his deeds for you, or of the deeds for you. Hmm.
ועושה בזה מה שיוצא אל גבול מעשה ממך. And I'm not sure if this is, and you should do for you, ועושה בזה מה שיוצא אל גבול המעשה ממך. Now, I'm not sure, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Let's see. It says, if this is the right section, let's see. Then reckon what you have actually, excuse me, put into practice and produced.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how he gets that out of that, but
Also,
I
yeah,
guess.
also בזה מה שיוצא אל גבול מעשיך ממך. גבול המעשה ממך. That's the limit, or the, I guess the limit. And also and I mean, you should be doing, according to this, you should be doing according to your maximum ability, apparently.
Uh-huh.
And bearing all this in mind, you should be serving Hashem with your maximum abilities, apparently.
Okay. ויראה לך כי אתה נתבע בכל זה ובא עליו לידי חשבון. Okay, because you'll be held responsible and I guess held accountable for all that you did. Okay, let's see. And then Kol Shechein Et Himashech HaTovot Elecha Me'et HaBorei. And all the more, okay, you should continue to enjoy the favor that Hashem gives you.
Right. ורואה לך כי אתה נתבע וכל זה, ובא עליו לידי חשבון. כל שכן אס המשך טובס לך מאס הבוירי. Right, you should, right, you should see that this is going to be a claim against you in all of this, and even more so with the continuation of Hashem's goodness to you. Okay, good.
Okay, so let's see. V'ra'oi l'cha l'hishtadel b'chol kochacha, but tirach b'chol yichalotecha l'faro. Okay, and Ra'oi admitted to you to try.
Or like it's befitting, it's proper.
Oh, it's fitting
for
for you, proper, right? It's proper for you to try with all your power. V'tikrach b'chol yichalotecha l'faro. And exert yourself with all, let's see, he says to pay this debt.
Right. It's befitting for you. It's proper for you to endeavor with all your strength and tareach, and to be to put forth efforts with all your abilities, the Fareya, to pay back Lashvos Amasecha, to equate your Maisecha, the Hakmasecha, to make sure it's equally balanced, your behavior matching your knowledge and realization. You
Uh-huh.
must do according to your efforts. Okay?
Okay. So v'hakartecha im hishtadlucha. Okay, so that's your energies with your efforts. Okay. V'hoter kol tarchacha lasot kefi hamatecha. And hoter kol, and I guess to continue all your uh, uh, doings, tircha, or your efforts maybe to do according to your knowledge or
This word
wisdom.
hoser, kol tarchecha lasos kafi. I mean, hoser. I'm not sure what this hoser. What's this hoser means? How's that? What kind of word is that hoser? Oh, hoser, kol tarchecha.
That's a good question. I think he's saying it's a little different than what it says. Save all your energies to act according to your wisdom. Yeah, that seems to be how he translates it.
Okay, let's just say, okay.
Michos, save all. Okay, I might have said like expand all your energies, but
That
save.
could be it. Right, good.
Hmm. Okay, according to your wisdom. V'alti naheg v'motar olamcha, and do not waste them on your, I guess, worldly doings.
Right. But moser olamecha, and don't, as you said, don't expend them on extras. Most those things which are extra in your worldly endeavors.
Mhm.
People
Okay,
spend a
pen.
lot of
Yeah.
yeah, people spend a lot of time and effort in things that are not really necessities. If they're
Mhm.
spending time and effort on necessities, so as we learned previously, at least the efforts that he spends for spiritual things should be at least in keeping with the amount of efforts and enthusiasm he spends on necessities in this world. But he certainly will be accountable if he spends extra time and effort on the things which are not necessary.
Mhm.
And when it comes to spiritual things, he's not keeping pace with that, with his spiritual endeavors and necessities.
Right. Okay, pen till el shalem chovot Toratcha. So you'll be to well, I guess tired or whatever to pay the obligations of your Torah. Hmm. Okay. Well, that makes sense. If you're using too much, it looks like I gotta plug my thing in. If you're using too much energies on the worldly matters, you won't have the energy for your spiritual matters.
Right. This is a big point that he makes here. That if people are spending extra and unnecessary energies and efforts in things which are not necessary, then when it comes time for the spiritual necessities, he's going to be lacking that energy and ability to put forth the efforts needed to achieve even the necessities of spiritual things.
Uh-huh. Wow. No, that makes sense. Huh. Let's see. Bakoa kafi sarchol toratola. Okay, Olamo. Um, Umisha otzi mimenu meuma b'motarot asher yitachen la'amod zulatam. Okay, and he who excuse me, takes out from him mu'uma, uh, the motarot. Is that's some sort of strength?
That
Uh,
most are extras on the right. Umisha otzi mimenu muma mosros. The person is going to be expending these energies on things which are clearly only extras.
uh-huh. Okay, so only extras. Mutarot asher takein la'amod zulatam, which he yitachen is fix or prepare, maybe.
I think Asher Yitachen Lamod Zuzam, he's able to he's able to exist without these things.
Oh, ah, okay.
If he
Yifkedenu be'et hatzorech ela b'dvarim hatzrichin.
it's going to be he's going to be held accountable over these things at a time he needs things which are necessities.
Oh, hmm. Oh, okay. Hmm. So he's using his energies for things that are inferior to his spiritual needs, I guess. Huh. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Wow. Okay, so let's see. V'al title atzmecha bilu ve'ulai utomar.
But I think it's like, but Alta Allah Atzmach, like don't like I think make an excuse for yourself. Belu velulai, meaning it could, or maybe it could or could have been. I'm not sure exactly luva lula is. I think it means it could or it could have been. Is that how they
Oh,
explained it in paper there?
okay, yeah. Do not delude yourself. The
Yeah.
excuses. He says if and perhaps.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Ulai is perhaps usually. I didn't know Lu was if, but
Right. Okay.
oh, that's interesting. Okay, so excuses. If and it's actually good advice because you do hear people say, well, if that happened, then I would have done that, or something like that.
Right. That's
Okay.
true.
Then it says Tomar uh Lu Higati Lema'alat Kach Kach Min Hamamon V'Hachma. Oh, okay. So don't say uh I would have uh Mala. Uh, I guess uh, rose to such and such um, of money and wisdom. Hmm. Okay. So Hayiti Mishalem Kol ma shani chayav min ha'avoda leborei yitaleh. Okay. I would have Shalim paid all that I have obligated for my service to Hashem. May be blessed, exalted. Huh. Okay. Hadomela zeh min hadvarim. And I guess similar to this from the words. I guess the words you say. Okay. Ki haim divrei kizavim, because they are words of deception. Let's see. Yitle mi sheyitle atzmo vahem. So he eludes himself what he will air with them. Atzmo vahem, or he himself will air with them. Vayipol mishe nishan alehem, and he will fall if I guess he nishan leans on them, depends on them.
Oh, yeah, right. Or relies on them, right.
Relies on them. Okay, good. Vizot he hagdola. Okay. Shebit ta'uot. Shebita'uyot. Balei hamashkon. Okay, and this is great that Shebitu ba'ot.
Are they mistakes? Shabbatot.
Mistakes.
This is one of the greatest. This is one of the greatest mistakes.
Oh, okay. Of Baalei Hamashkon, of the one who takes a pledge, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that fits into this though exactly. I guess, yeah.
He says it's the greatest error of the advocates of pledge taking. Maybe they won't keep their word, maybe, based on what everything else he's saying.
Could be. How did they explain it here? Is that how they explained it in your sefer there?
Well, it says, let's see, deludes himself with them will err, and whoever relies on them will fall. Okay. This is the greatest error of the advocates of pledge taking, whom I mentioned in the gate of trust.
All right, that needs a little explanation.
Yeah, that's not so simple. I hear you.
Yeah, no, okay, maybe if I have a chance, I can look and see. I have to refer myself to where I mentioned in the Shar of B'tachon. Okay, look, in the meantime, let's hold for here. Let's take a break for the Mishnah Berurah here.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for the reading. I appreciate it very much. And we'll be getting back. We'll start a few minutes in Mishnah Berurah.
Excellent.
Very good.
Okay.